uses a huge amount of power and a huge amount of compute. So Mariette, maybe you can get green for us and tell us about sustainable aviation fuel and about sustainable computing.
Thanks, Robin. And you're right. I mean, obviously, some of these wonders of the modern age, like being able to get on an airplane, I'm doing that myself in a couple of hours. They come with consequences that we need to grapple with, again, at a systems level. And again, in a kind of combined way with the benefits of computing. Talking about sustainable aviation fuel, aviation, it's a significant piece. It's not the biggest piece of carbon use, but quite a significant one, at about 2 or 3% of all carbon dioxide or more annually from aviation. But to make that work, to get aviation carbon neutral, we're going to have to make tremendous changes in that fuel. And the problem is, where it's relatively straightforward to get your cars to be electric, right? Because we can have charging stations, and you don't need to have huge amounts on board, although there are a lot of mechanical and electrical problems to be solved. Aviation currently requires an extremely energy dense fuel and a small, because you can only carry so much on that airplane and get it off the ground. So the challenges there are quite a lot. Sustainable aviation fuel reminds me a little of when you see those biologic fuels that you pump at the gas pump sometimes, where a portion of the fuel, the normal aviation fuel, is replaced by fuel that is either produced from biologic ingredients, and there are about 10 or so different versions of sustainable aviation fuel, but different biological compounds, or by using non-biologic, meaning taking carbon dioxide and treating the fuels in a different way to make them more less energy impactful on the environment, less biologically impactful on the environment. Today, I think it's about 1 or 2% of all airplanes use sustainable aviation fuel, but we're going to have to increase that by about up to about 15% for airlines to become more on the carbon neutral path by, say, 2040-ish, on the way to 2050. And the good news is that there's a lot of energy, because as Bernie just pointed out, there's a lot of demand and a lot of challenge here.